homes and buying, different things. And so, I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, I haven't seen him in quite some time.
Saying like that, people's getting money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever.
100 million. If he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got tax.
Floyd Mayweather's own family has spoken out after his $42 million collapse. His father shared that a simple conversation about a car turned into a heated argument which led to a serious falling out. When money comes, people change, he said, expressing disappointment over how fame and wealth affected their relationship.
And at one time we was coming up, we have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is what it is. Sometimes, when people it ain't about me training or anything like that. People's getting money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. If sometimes when people get money.
Jeff Mayweather has also spoken out, admitting he's puzzled by the direction Floyd Mayweather is taking lately. According to Jeff, Floyd's recent decisions, buying properties and jumping from one business move to another, don't seem to follow a clear path, raising questions about what he's really aiming for. He described Floyd's post-retirement life as unpredictable, even chaotic at times. What stands out most to Jeff is the contradiction. Floyd officially retired, yet keeps stepping back into the ring for exhibition fights. In his eyes, it doesn't look like someone who's moved on. It feels like Floyd is still chasing the spotlight, and more importantly, the money that comes with it.
I have no idea. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much, and so I don't really know what's going on. I know he's doing things that to better his life, like buying homes and buying different things, and so I mean I don't know exactly what he's doing. So I mean I haven't seen him in quite some time, and I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions.
Floyd Mayweather once made a bold and controversial remark, saying, "If legal bank robbery existed, I'd be the best at it." At the time, it reflected the extreme confidence and swagger he carried during the peak of his boxing career, when every fight turned into massive multi-million-dollar earnings. Back then, it sounded like classic Mayweather, unshakable belief in his ability to dominate both inside and outside the ring. But looking at it today, that statement feels less like confidence and more like a warning sign about his mindset toward money and risk. What once seemed like a powerful brag now raises questions about whether that level of self-assurance may have pushed him toward overly aggressive financial decisions, with confidence possibly blinding him to long-term consequences.
A quick heist. I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me.
A former business associate of Floyd Mayweather has shared a surprising claim about how he handled money even at the peak of his career. According to The Insider, Floyd was reportedly spending at a faster rate than he was earning, even during his biggest earning periods. They explained that regardless of how massive the income looked on paper, his expenses were always higher, creating a constant financial imbalance. On top of that, he allegedly paid little attention to taxes, recurring bills, and other essential obligations. This kind of mindset, the former partner suggested, made it nearly impossible to maintain long-term wealth. Over time, the money didn't just slow down, it started slipping away quickly, reportedly disappearing under the pressure of unchecked spending habits.
Look, man, you know, we both made some real money, but you know, you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
Shit, he probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes. Say we made $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. We really don't got no paper like that saved
that's
up.
A fact.
So even if he's making $100 million, if he's burning through $5, $6, $7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but you know, me and you, we real. We never count nobody's paper. So
not at all.
I hope he got $10 billion, and I hope he get out of his problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out, like whatever the tab is. You know, he should be able to wire that.
I think he could do that with no problem. I think he got all the money in the world. I think they may not want it. Some different countries be wanting different things. Think about it. How many times have, you know, we've been involved with something and we go, nah, man, we just throw some paper at it. And I'm talking back in the days when we was doing our little 1-2s.
Correct.
And nah, they don't want to drop the case. You'd be like, I'll put the money up for the lawyer. I'll put the money up for the bail. They don't want to drop it. And you find yourself 9-10 months later sitting there like, oh shit, this is getting real. So I think that's the problem he going through. I think it may be getting real.
Wow, that's crazy, man. And you would figure his big homie Al Heyman would rectify it.
Al's a powerhouse. Al's that dude. Al should be able to rectify anything. He's a Harvard lawyer.
Floyd Mayweather has always embraced the image of being fully self-made and in control of every decision in his career. He proudly handles his own negotiations, approves his own deals, and operates without answering to anyone above him. That level of independence played a huge role in his dominance inside the boxing ring, where confidence and control defined his success. However, that same mindset hasn't always worked in his financial world. In business, experts often rely on experienced advisors, accountants, and managers to avoid costly mistakes and guide long-term growth. According to critics, Floyd's preference to operate alone may have opened the door to riskier investments and less structured financial planning. While self-confidence built his boxing legacy, some believe it has also contributed to challenges in managing and protecting his wealth outside the ring.
Floyd Mayweather, after the Aaron Chambers fight, went to Monaco and put 11 million on black. 50 million on black.
Everyone earns their own money. You do what you want with your money. Right?
Yeah.
But to an extent, I don't respect it because you're someone that's in such a in a seat of influence. Especially when like, we were younger, we used to
look up to Floyd.
What's he teaching the guys coming up? Well, spunk your money on
casino, dumb shit.
Work so hard to get it, and then throw it away in the casino. Like, come on, man.
That's the thing. It's like that lifestyle. Floyd is not. Why do you think he's come back doing exhibitions and that, bro?
Sure.
Probably, I don't think Floyd. Don't get me wrong.
I think his level of broke is our level.
Floyd Mayweather has long been known for his love of spectacle and over-the-top public entrances that grab global attention. One of the most talked about moments was when he arrived in Mexico riding on a military-style tank, a move that perfectly captured his flair for drama and showmanship. But critics argue that this constant need for attention comes with a cost. These kinds of extravagant displays often require significant spending on moments that don't generate lasting financial return. What some people once viewed as harmless entertainment is now being interpreted differently by observers. They suggest it may reflect a deeper urge to keep up a larger-than-life image, even when the reality behind it doesn't fully support that level of extravagance anymore. One of the more unsettling allegations came from Gervonta Davis, a fighter once closely guided by Floyd Mayweather. According to Davis, there was an incident in Dubai where Floyd was reportedly held up over unpaid debts linked to high-end jewelry purchases. If accurate, the situation paints a very different picture from the image Floyd has long projected. It suggests that maintaining his extravagant lifestyle may not be as effortless as it appears for someone once viewed as untouchable both in and out of the ring. These kinds of rumors introduce a new narrative, one where financial pressure might be catching up, and where even the most polished public image can't fully hide what's happening behind the scenes.
speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather is supposedly held hostage in Dubai. Vontae Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
Yo, them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now. And you old people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like 2 years ago, said that Floyd is actually broke.
Reports surrounding Floyd Mayweather's financial behavior suggest a recurring pattern focused on luxury purchases paired with delayed or disputed payments. According to claims from people connected to business dealings in Dubai, some vendors and associates reportedly lost trust after repeated situations where payments were not settled on time. Critics argue that this kind of lifestyle, built on credit, image, and short-term visibility, can create serious long-term risks. While it may appear sustainable from the outside, it depends heavily on constant cash flow and trust from partners. In the long run, even extreme wealth can become unstable if financial responsibilities are ignored, because no level of success can fully protect against the consequences of unpaid obligations and poor money management.
Owes people money and he can't pay them, or won't pay them, one or the other. Before I carry on, please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Now for me, the idea that one of the richest men in the world cannot pay somebody in Dubai is a bit mad. However, Tank Davis has come out and said ask Floyd to go live right now, and he can. Which is a fair point, and knowing how Mayweather's ego is, if it was possible for him to go live, he would be responding to this straight off the bat. Now that being said, it wasn't that long ago since we saw that video call between him and Bill Haney on the internet. So whether this is true or not, I do not know. It could just be Tank throwing shots at Floyd Mayweather, because I know that relationship has been a little bit ropey in the last few years. But you never know, especially with somebody like Mayweather, who sometimes comes across with a bit of a god complex. Maybe he's just tried screwing the wrong people. But let me know what you guys think to this. Do you think that Floyd Mayweather is being held captive in Dubai? Or do you think this is just Tank Davis stirring up some stuff? Let me know in the comments. As always, a like, a favourite, save a share, all appreciated. Please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Peace.
Mayweather has also been the subject of comments suggesting he struggles with the idea of other fighters surpassing his legacy. From a competitive angle, that kind of mentality isn't unusual in elite sports. Staying on top often requires a strong sense of self-belief and dominance. However, some observers argue that in Floyd's case, it points to something deeper, an unwillingness to fully step out of the spotlight. They claim he continues to position himself close to the center of boxing conversations, as if the idea of being replaced is something he actively resists. Critics believe this mindset may come with consequences. Instead of allowing newer fighters to fully take over and shape the sport's next era, it can create tension around his influence and role. In the long run, they argue, this constant need to remain relevant could affect how his legacy is viewed, less as a clean exit at the top, and more as a career that never truly stepped away.
Mayweather set you up against Pedraza. Did you really think Pedraza was gonna beat you? Later.
He didn't know how good I was and how I would like handle the situation, so he just threw me out there. He was hurt. He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight? He's gonna be there. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Next in line. Just so you're next in line.
Is there like a Dale's brother? Yes.
And last question, guys.
Is there like a love hate for Floyd though? Like
yeah,
the fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And he
Outfield is
because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this, I'm that.
Thank you very much. I will see you at 5:30.
It just I don't know.
Floyd Mayweather has often made bold claims about his fight earnings, including reports suggesting he made hundreds of millions from some of his biggest bouts. However, certain sources have questioned those figures, arguing that the real payouts in some cases were significantly lower than what was publicly stated. According to these claims, actual earnings from specific fights may have been closer to tens of millions rather than the much larger numbers sometimes mentioned. Critics suggest that this kind of inflation, whether intentional or part of branding, helps maintain the image of unmatched financial dominance. But it also raises questions about how much of the reported wealth is reality versus reputation building. In the end, it highlights the gap that can exist between public perception and verified financial records.
Could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
And cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Floyd Mayweather has also been linked to ongoing speculation about how closely his finances are being monitored by tax authorities. Commentator Joe Rogan has pointed out that certain financial habits, especially inconsistent reporting or poor documentation, can easily attract scrutiny from the IRS that no matter how flashy or high-profile a lifestyle appears, tax agencies don't respond to image or fame. They focus strictly on records, filings, and compliance. According to these discussions, any failure to properly manage federal obligations can quickly escalate into serious legal and financial complications. It highlights how, in the world of elite wealth, attention from authorities isn't driven by popularity, but by financial accuracy and accountability.
Owe that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money that there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Eddie Hearn has offered a blunt take on the recent direction of Floyd Mayweather's career choices, especially his ongoing exhibition fights and high-profile investments. From Hearn's perspective, these moves don't look like a retired legend casually enjoying the spotlight. They look more like someone still actively pursuing income streams. He suggests that, despite Floyd's massive success in boxing, the constant return to exhibitions and attention-grabbing ventures may signal a deeper financial motivation that, in his view, the pattern raises uncomfortable questions. Instead of simply preserving legacy or enjoying retirement, Floyd appears to be staying in motion financially at all costs. Hearn's implication is clear. This isn't just about relevance anymore. It could be about maintaining cash flow and keeping the lifestyle going.
How about Mayweather?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could of his era. But he was a different kind of skill set. You know, he was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things though? Do you think
for money?
But
I don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending.
Floyd Mayweather was once widely admired as a symbol of unmatched success, discipline, and financial dominance inside and outside the boxing world. However, that carefully built image has recently faced increasing scrutiny from fans and online audiences. Some critics now question the accuracy of certain public claims he has made over the years, particularly around property ownership and the scale of his assets. These doubts have led to growing debate about how much of his public persona reflects verified reality versus personal branding. For a figure who built his reputation on confidence and unstoppable success, this shift in perception is significant. The rising skepticism among fans highlights a changing narrative, where admiration is being replaced by questions, and his once untouchable image is facing more public doubt than ever before.
Hey, who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan, and he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution. It shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
You know, point like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. You know what I'm doing? All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Floyd Mayweather has often showcased his reported real estate interests, including claims tied to land ownership in New York, as part of his public image as a sharp and successful investor. These statements were frequently presented as proof of his financial intelligence beyond boxing. However, some insiders have since raised doubts about the accuracy of those claims, suggesting that parts of his property portfolio may have been overstated or not fully represented as publicly described. If true, it would point to a broader concern, a gap between image and reality. Critics argue that repeatedly amplifying achievements without clear verification can eventually weaken credibility, especially for someone whose brand is built heavily on success, wealth, and influence.
If that's safe to say, I should say.
But we might see it more in New York, maybe?
Well, I live in New York.
I know. By the way, I saw you bought like 40 apartments or something.
Well, no, actually,
I think you bought New York. I mean, oh my God.
I didn't buy New York, but I feel like everyone should own a piece of the earth. And I feel like you can't go wrong with New York real estate. So what I did was, in one of my portfolios, because I don't know the exact number, because they said if you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more.
Joe Rogan has offered another interpretation of Floyd Mayweather's well-known obsession with luxury and high-end displays. From his perspective, the constant showcasing of diamond watches, exotic cars, and designer outfits might not only be about status or success. Instead, he suggests it could point to something more psychological, an underlying need for validation. While Floyd presents himself as completely untouchable and self-assured, Rogan's angle implies there may be a contradiction between that image and the repeated need to display wealth so openly. The idea is that true confidence doesn't rely on constant public proof. When luxury becomes a non-stop performance, critics argue it can sometimes reveal insecurity rather than eliminate it.
The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up. Yeah. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's partying, he's drinking water. And then he would have his driver drive, and with his and pants on, jeans on. He would jog home. I mean, the dude was always trained.
One of the most revealing breakdowns in one of the most telling moments in Floyd Mayweather's personal and business life reportedly involves his strained fallout with longtime friend 50 Cent, according to the story. During a period when Floyd was dealing with legal trouble and uncertainty, 50 Cent stepped in to support him on the business side and even contributed around $2 million to Mayweather Promotions. However, tensions later surfaced when Floyd allegedly denied needing that help and the repayment never came through. That situation eventually escalated into a breakdown of trust between the two. What started as loyalty and support turned into conflict, ultimately ending their friendship and becoming one of the most discussed rifts in Floyd's inner circle.
50 Cent and Mayweather.
Yeah.
This looked like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened?
As he was actually going into jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather Promotions. As he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC. So technically, Floyd is a golden boy fighter. They built the whole show. Yeah. When he comes home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign, where, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that. When he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. Like, Floyd, he ain't that, man. I'm telling you, man, like if they push me to a certain point, I'll mess up in front of everybody. Because it's just the way I'm brought up. Like, I never ran from anything because I never had nobody to go to. I've always had where I'm going, home to get me.
In a recent video, Floyd Mayweather made it clear that money is the one area of his life where he refuses to compromise. He suggested that while he may be flexible in other decisions, even related to boxing itself, his financial terms are non-negotiable under any circumstance. At first glance, that kind of strict stance can look like discipline and self-respect. But critics argue it also comes with a cost. When money becomes an absolute priority in every situation, it can create constant friction in both business and personal relationships. According to this view, Floyd's hardline approach has sometimes led to avoidable conflicts and strained connections, turning negotiations into battles rather than agreements.
My thing is that we can't fuck up the money. We can't fuck up the money no matter what. We can fuck up a lot of things. We can fuck up the club. We can fuck up a house. We can fuck up a car, but we can't fuck up the money.
So you mean to tell me at the minute where your uncle and...
I knew a fine was coming instantly.
You knew a fine was coming?
I knew it.
But not one piece of your thing said, let me go snuff Judah real quick.
No? I was already taking care of business.
Okay, all right. You said, fuck that, let's stay on the back.
My thing was this. We're professionals. I'm not an amateur. This is not a street fight. So when you're a professional and you're a veteran, you got experience.
Wow. And that's a wrap for today's story. If you enjoyed it, make sure you stick around for what's coming next. There's always more unfolding behind the scenes. Until next time, stay tuned.